Let's talk about procrastination, the thing we all do, but hate to admit. We blame ourselves, call it laziness, but it's not a character flaw. Procrastination is your brain's way of dodging uncomfortable emotions, not just poor time management. When you avoid a task, it's usually because it triggers stress, boredom, or self-doubt, not because you don't care. Your brain thinks it's protecting you by avoiding discomfort, but it just creates a cycle of guilt and anxiety. Today, we'll break down the 4 emotional triggers behind procrastination and give you science-backed tools to break the cycle. Understanding this is the first step to taking back control of your life. Let's dive in. First up, fear of failure. It hides behind perfectionism, convincing you to wait for the right moment or more information. But perfection is a myth. Waiting for it keeps you stuck. The real fear, judgment. If you fail, you fear it reflects on your worth. So you freeze, waiting for confidence that never comes. But confidence is built by doing, not thinking. The antidote: take messy, imperfect action. Start before you feel ready. Use the 5-second rule. When hesitation hits, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and take a small step. Open the document, write 1 sentence, make the call. Action creates momentum and builds confidence. Progress beats perfection every time. Ask yourself, what's one thing you're avoiding because you fear it won't be perfect? What's the smallest step you can take right now? The world rewards finishers, not perfectionists. Don't let your ideas gather dust, waiting for a perfect moment. Choose action. Start now. Next, let's tackle overwhelm. When a task feels huge, your brain freezes. It's a survival response. You end up doing productive things that don't matter, just to avoid the big task. The problem? We define tasks by outcomes, not actions. Write the report is overwhelming. Open a new document isn't. The solution: break big tasks into tiny specific actions. Make the first step so small it's almost silly, like opening a file or writing a single sentence. Each small win gives your brain a dopamine boost and builds momentum. If you're overwhelmed, write down the big task, then list 10 tiny actions to move it forward. Pick the easiest one and do it for 5 minutes. The goal isn't to finish, just to start and break the paralysis. Once you're in motion, it's easier to keep going. Overwhelm is defeated one tiny step at a time. Don't climb the whole mountain, just take the next step. That's how you move forward. The third trigger: no deadlines. Remember cramming the night before a paper was due? That's urgency in action. Without deadlines, your brain sees no reason to start, so you don't. Parkinson's law says work expands to fill the time you give it. No deadline, no progress. Our brains are wired for immediate consequences, not distant goals. To beat this, set your own deadlines. Break big projects into smaller chunks, each with its own due date. Use accountability. Tell someone your plan and deadline. Time block your tasks. Schedule them like appointments. When the time comes, just show up and do the work. Someday isn't a real day. Put your goals on the calendar. Don't wait for panic to push you. Create your own urgency. You're the project manager of your life. Act like it. Finally, let's talk about boring tasks. Your brain craves stimulation, so it avoids chores like taxes or cleaning, but these tasks are essential, and ignoring them just makes things worse. Trick your brain with temptation bundling. Pair a boring task with something fun, like listening to a podcast while cleaning. Or gamify it. Set a timer and race yourself to finish. Change your environment to make the task more pleasant. Connect the task to a bigger goal, doing taxes for that vacation fund or dishes for a peaceful morning. When all else fails, use the 5-minute rule. Commit to just 5 minutes. Starting is the hardest part. Once you begin, it's easier to keep going. Outsmart your brain's boredom and get it done. Don't let the mundane derail your progress. Procrastination isn't laziness, it's your brain avoiding discomfort. Now you know the triggers and how to outsmart them. Don't wait to feel ready. Take action before you're comfortable. When you catch yourself avoiding, pause, acknowledge the feeling and do the smallest step. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. One small action beats endless planning. If this helped, like, subscribe, and share your biggest procrastination trigger below. Let's beat it together.